everyone, it's Hillary here, and today I want to talk to you about the wheelchair accessible rides at Disneyland Paris. First up, It's a Small World, one of the most iconic Disney rides. I really like that basically the entire boat is a ramp. It looked really cool when it was pulling up. Be careful though, the turn is a bit tight because you have to go through the little loading bars where they would sort people into rows if they had multiple people riding the boat. So I would next time start my turn a little bit earlier because as you can see I had a bit of an issue getting stuck in the corner because I went in straight. The system is really similar to if you're in the US and you ride on a bus. They have the tie-down system, so they just hooked the loops to my foot plate, because I have a open foot plate, and to the axle of my wheelchair. The thing that was nice about the ride was that I was having a lot of injuries this trip, so I was able to stay in my wheelchair and enjoy the ride. But I was sitting so far forward and so far away from the bench that my wife was sitting on that I didn't really feel like we were enjoying the ride together. Next up, we have the Ratatouille ride in Walt Disney Studios. The reason I chose to stay in my wheelchair for this ride is because I've ridden it before and it's very jerky. So I knew that I needed the extra stability of my wheelchair to be able to keep my torso upright during the entirety of the ride. It's a 3D experience, and when you get to the ride, you'll go through the Fast Pass entrance, and there's a separate loading area for wheelchairs. The way that you get on the ride is really simple. You don't have to make any turns. It's one straight ramp up into the mouse vehicle. They only have 2 tie-down points, one in back and one in front, and I did experience a little bit of wobbliness, especially at the end of the ride when we were coming back to the loading area. My wheelchair rocked back into a wheelie position, and then I kind of got stuck like that because of the bar that comes down over your chest/lap. It has a little folding seat next to the wheelchair user that flips down where your companion, carer, whoever's going with you on the ride can sit in, and it definitely felt like we were riding the ride together. It's a very exciting ride and it's one of my favorites. It's a must-do every single time we go. Alright, next up we have Buzz Lightyear's Laser Blasters. We really just checked out the wheelchair accessible vehicle to see what it was like. It's a trickier one to get into than Ratatouille because there's a 90-degree turn to get up the ramp, and then you have to kind of shimmy yourself over all the way to the left, and it's pretty tight in terms of being able to make those back and forth motions. But once you're in, I felt very stable on the ride. My wife was able to sit next to me. We were both able to play the shooting game, and we had a really great time. And the last one in this video is Walt Disney Studios' Studio Tram Tour. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect from this ride, but I did like the loading system. It's a typical wheelchair lift, kind of like if you were getting into a train at a train station. Definitely one of the simplest vehicle loading procedures. And again, this has a tie-down system with 4 points of attachment. I liked that I was able to be rather close to my wife, but she and I were facing opposite directions, so we could look at each other and talk to each other, but I felt a little bit awkward because everyone in the ride vehicle was facing forward and I was the only one facing backwards as a wheelchair user. So I felt a little bit like I was on display or like I was the tour guide or something for the attraction because I was facing the wrong direction. The train car at one point in the ride rocks back and forth, so you want to make sure that when you inform the cast members where to hook onto your wheelchair, that you pick a spot that's going to be really stable and sturdy. Getting off the ride was just as easy. The lift moves super slowly though, so we've sped up the footage for you. And unfortunately for this video, we did not film flying carpets over Agrabah, but next time we go, we'll film that for you and we'll add it to this. That's the 5th and final ride where you can stay in your wheelchair the entire time and you don't have to transfer. If you found this video helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up, comment down below what your favorite rides are at Disneyland Paris, share it with your friends who use mobility aids or who enjoy going to Disneyland Paris, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Disneyland Paris disability things and other things related to life with a disability. Thanks, bye for now!